All right, good evening. Welcome to the regular council meeting of the City of Sandwich, Tuesday, September 2nd. The meeting's called to order. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Alderman Arnett,
Here.
Alderman Chun,
Here.
Alderman Danko,
Here.
Alderwoman Erickson,
Here.
Alderwoman Inman,
Here.
Alderman Ketchum,
Here.
Alderman Kreinbrink is absent, and Alderman Robinson.
Here.
Okay, we have a quorum. Next up is audience comments. Becky Nelson.
Thank you, Mayor.
You're welcome.
Hopefully this meeting goes a little bit quicker. Just want to recap on two things from the last meeting. One, the Betty Erickson Carey Foundation Craft Fair under the big top needs to be passed tonight. We need to get that on the books and get some vendors booked up for downtown so we can bring business to our downtown businesses as well as bring money into the non-for-profit so we can support our individuals in the first responding and EMT sector of the community. So please, please, please vote yes for that. Thank you. The second piece I want to talk about is, I didn't bring it up last time because I ran out of time, but the housing developments that proposed tonight, Woda Cooper. I just am curious if any of you would take the time to maybe educate and report back to us whether or not they are strictly R3 rating community developers. For example, when I talked about the R3 rating, that's through the Reinvest, Renew, and Restore through the Equity Justice program through state of Illinois. And so we have an area that is R3 rated. And in the qualifiers for that is excessive gun injury, poverty children, and the reintroduction of inmates, okay, into those communities. I haven't been able to qualify that, but that's what it is. So I just want to know if this developer cherry picks the areas based on R3. I think that would be a very important question to ask. And I would also encourage you to follow up with what Adam Arnett talked about ratings and Better Business Bureau, but also go and look on like Reddit, great source. I use it a lot. And also look at the other developments maybe as right now. It's great to go look at a new development in Oswego, Illinois that's nice and clean and everything looks good. Go and look at one that's been in existence. That's what we have to do. This kind of situation happened years ago with Plano, with Lakewood Springs, and they went and looked at a brand new shiny subdivision. They didn't look at one that had been running for a while. And under that, it caused them a little bit of problems. So just please heed caution on these types of sales. We want to make sure that we are getting good quality people behind the helm and bringing the community together in a equitable, yes, but also financial, responsible manner. So those are my two pieces for tonight. I just want to thank everybody. You guys had some excellent dialogue tonight. Don't be ashamed of that. I know sometimes it gets heated, but it's great to hear people talking. That's what we voted you in here for. Our voices, we the people. Thank you. Keep it up.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else wish to make a public comment? Okay, moving on to the consent agenda. Motion to adopt the consent agenda as a whole. All matters are considered routine by the council, can be enacted by one motion if desired. Any item can be removed. They are as follows. Item A, approve the minutes of the regular council meeting of August 18th, 2025. And B, approval of the June 2025 financial reports. Any desire to move any of those items? Hearing none, motion to approve the consent agenda.
I'll make the motion.
Okay, Alderwoman Inman, is there a second?
I'll second.
Alderman Arnett, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes. Nothing for the mayor's report. We've had enough discussion from me. Attorney's report,
I don't have anything at this time.
clerk report,
No report.
treasurer's report.
No report this time.
City administrator report.
Just wanted to point out a couple things. I had sent out an administrator report to the council. I hope everyone got that. If you've got any questions, please contact me. But wanted to point out that we are in the process of doing our upgrade for G-Works. So we have a series of meetings that are going on that staff are going to be tied up in. So if you'd read through that, that would be appreciated. Our Pratt Road Bridge project is.
Will City Hall be closed certain days for that training?
Yes, we're gonna have, there's a whole list of days there, so during those short periods of time, we're gonna have to close City Hall to be able to get through those. It's just, the implementation really requires everybody to be involved, so
Will you
wanted to make everybody aware of that. Pardon me?
Post advance notice and put it on the
Yep.
website and the door? Thank
Yep.
you.
Pratt Road Bridge, that is for next year. IDOT is looking to do the bid letting for that in November. All the paperwork is ready to go on that at this point in time. We also, that's pretty much what I've got for now. We've talked enough tonight. Thanks.
Okay, city reports, EMA, Tony Eberly,
Nothing further, thank you.
engineering, Kurt Detman.
Nothing additional, thank you, sir.
Okay, council reports, Alderman Arnett,
Nothing further.
Alderman Chun.
I would like to rescind the Betty Erickson agreement.
He's asked to rescind the Betty Erickson agreement under council reports.
The only thing that's on the agenda, so in accordance with the Open Meetings Act, that can be voted on would be under old business or new business. If you want it on the next agenda, I guess we can get a straw poll and it can be on the next agenda. But you can't take action on anything that's not on the agenda.
All right, thank you.
Alderman Danko,
Nothing at this time.
Alderwoman Erickson,
Nothing.
Alderwoman Inman,
Nothing, thank you.
Alderman Ketchum,
Nothing, thank you.
Alderman Robinson.
Nothing, thank you.
Okay, any further discussion or authorization under item A to proceed with lead service line replacement on North Main Street?
I just want to make sure that we are going to be out there telling these people that if we vote no, that we're not going to do anything for them, that we are going to be offering them those filters, correct?
We're already offering them the filters. We've already ordered those.
But I mean, that wasn't brought up to any of the homeowners, was it? Do they know this already or no? I mean,
Any
we
of
ordered
them-
them, but do they know it?
It's part of the notification process. We've still got some that are out there, but there's some that don't need to be notified until the line is actually disrupted and disconnected. So as
I
soon
think
as
we
we're
need to
doing
let
the
them-
notification, and I'm sorry, Karsta, there's like 20 different ways to do the
I
notifications.
get that, I get it, but like, we need to let them know in advance so they can prepare too. If we decide to vote no, that we're not gonna pay for this, we need to let them know that there's an option that they can get this. Not that, oh no, you're gonna pay for this and here you go, bye. We have to let them know that there's gonna be a filter that we're gonna be doing for them.
Right. Well, that's part of the notification process, is that we give them a filter.
Okay, so the two that we're gonna have to do, they know about the filter.
Yes, they have a filter.
They have a filter.
Yes.
So going forward, these people will get something in the mail or they'll get something door to door that, here's this if we decide not to pay for it.
Whether we decide to,
It's irrelevant. We
it's
just have to
irrelevant
provide
whether
it.
we pay for it or not. I mean, they're gonna get a filter. I mean, they have to have that. It's one of the requirements.
Even if they don't,
Mhm.
even if they do repair it, they have to have a filter?
Yes.
Until it gets repaired.
Yeah,
It's
we still have to
required
provide
for-
it once the notification takes place because the repair won't happen right away, so they get the filter.
But they have 30 days, right?
We do to the notification process.
I'm so
Yeah,
confused right now.
That's exactly how we.
Then we
all
have to
been-
give them the filter
20
and then
million
they
ways.
have to determine how they're going
I'm
to
sorry, I
deal
couldn't
with
hear you
them.
because of the train, I'm sorry.
Once we give them the filter, they have to determine what they're going to do with the line. Since we've made no decision here, we just simply are required to provide them the filter once the line is disturbed.
So what we're possibly voting on this is just proceeding with replacing the lead lines from the B box to the house, not exactly how it's gonna be paid for, correct?
Well, I mean, I need authorization so we can go ahead and get the contractor moving and do this.
I
But I
understand that,
think
yes.
that it would be a lot easier to be able to tell people one way or the other. Is the city gonna pay for it? Are they not gonna pay for it? Is it all on them? Because again, I don't wanna get socked in the mouth for no reason. I don't wanna tell people that I don't know. You know, I don't know how it's gonna be. Because that was part of the problem, and that's part of the reason that people were notified, and that's what we went with, was we didn't have any other policy. We didn't have, if, at the same time, we told everybody that they were gonna pay for all of it, then I think we'd have people here screaming at us for that too. So, I mean, we have to make a decision. That's the bottom line, is how are we gonna go forward and do this? We have to begin, I would say we need to begin immediately, you know, connecting these lines. If there's some other way that we wanna do it with, okay, yeah, you can sign a waiver, but you know, I would recommend that anybody who has a lead service line uses a filter. I mean, it would probably be the right way to do it anyway, whether we buy it or somebody else buys it.
But aren't we only supposed to be giving them the filter right now if they sign a waiver?
No,
That's,
we have to give it to all of them.
that's my, only, only with the waivers, my understanding.
Filter? Yes. They can sign
I'm sorry, I can't hear the person next to me, please. I should know that, I know.
Okay, enough from the
Somebody
audience.
else can
So
do it.
that's, we're out of,
Okay, the question
guys
is
figure
when
it
is
out.
the filter provided?
Why don't you ask your engineer?
right, I'm asking because I thought I read information where they only get a filter provided by us if they are signing a waiver. Is that true?
A filter has to be provided, period. Whether they're gonna replace it, whether they sign a waiver to not replace it, doesn't matter. Once it's identified that
They have one.
service line, then a filter needs to be provided within due time, you know, as soon as we can get it to them.
So once we identify there's a lead line, or once we disrupt the lead line?
Well, that identifying and disrupting, that's what I'm
Because
getting at, is it, no,
if it's
because,
identification,
because
they should,
if we're not digging it up, we don't know, we're just taking what information
but
we
if
have
it's
from inside the house.
identification, they should already have the filter then.
When they're disturbing it, when you're seeing it at the
That's-
B box and underground.
Okay, that's why I said either identify, you know,
Identifying during the disturbance
Okay.
part, you know, you're digging these things up.
I mean, what are we talking on cost of a filter here?
Well, it depends, but I'm seeing $25 to $45 for a pitcher, filter, 30 to 60 for a faucet mounted filter, and if this is wrong, correct me. Under sink systems could be anywhere from 100 to 250. Now, the replacement cartridges for the pitcher ones would be $6 to $12 each. They last for a month or two. The replacement ones for the faucet mounted filters is 15 to 25 bucks. It lasts approximately 3 months. And the under sink systems, it's saying 40 to 80 bucks per cartridge, and it lasts 6 to 12 months. I don't know if that's 100% completely accurate or not. What I was looking at was saying that we only have to supply these filters at no cost to the homeowner if a waiver is signed. That's why I was asking. I've not seen any paperwork anywhere, and I've got everything that you guys have provided since 2021 on this, when we first had the presentation.
Yep.
But I don't see where we're required to give it right away. If we are, that's great. I'd just like to know. And then ultimately, our answer is gonna be, we're doing one of 3 options. We're either paying the full boat, we're gonna do a cost sharing, or it's completely on. That's all we have to decide next.
Yeah, the new,
Okay, you can't talk from the audience, you disrupt the meeting, that's the code. Let the council have their discussion. You have the opportunity under public comment, that's the only time that you can make a comment from the floor. Okay, so I did direct staff to go ahead and order pitchers and filters, okay? So I did that already. I don't know if they've came in, I don't know what they've ordered, but I told them that I know we have to have them, so go ahead and place the order. Jeff, do you know if the order's been received?
Yeah, we have some pictures.
Yes. So that's in the works, right? So
And-
last week, when I found
And,
out,
and I'm fine, and I was just trying to clarify something in my head as far as if in fact we were required to, or if we were going above and beyond. That's all I'm asking.
So the code, as it was written, and this is just from last October, that within 24 hours of a full or partial replacement, the filter needs to be supplied. That's for that part, but there's probably some gray area as to when the filter is provided. When you are identifying this and you can't replace it, obviously this within 24 hours, that you should be providing these filters. Now, probably checking some more information on details on exactly when, because even the IDPH is really vague on this, because this is brand new stuff to them. This stuff is constantly changing. It's hard for anybody to know what's really truly, and I
Yeah,
understand.
Steve
your
says some
confusion, so-
information he learned only by going to a conference he was. given the
Correct,
Opportunity to attend.
correct,
And that's our engineers that provide this to us.
correct. That's how fast this stuff's coming out and how much it's changing.
And that's what I was looking for. Thank
Every
you.
single year, they got something new they're coming at with us. So, oh, you gotta change it, you gotta do it now 24 hours, you gotta, well, now, you gotta now, so you identified something, you dug it up, I don't care if you're not gonna change it, you gotta give them the filter right away. You know?
So I
The
think.
filter is the one thing that has to be provided. The waiver signing for whether, and these are the decisions that need to be made within a timely manner within that 30 days of replacing, is whether or not the homeowner, if they're responsible for paying for it from the B box to their home, are they responsible for paying for it? Do they want that work to be done? If they don't want it to be done and they're not gonna pay for it, or they can't pay for it, they can sign a waiver and then they just have filters.
But we're still sitting here with no definitive cost. That's what I asked in the previous meeting, is we can't even talk to our homeowners about a cost.
Well, you know about the cost for the services, right?
Yes.
From the
well, I mean,
B box to the
filters-
home?
The filters, we absolutely have to do.
I
We're talking
understand.
about
Well,
400
we've
services
got a
of $4 million.
cost from one contractor that was just over 10 grand,
It's 10,200.
10,254. That was per service. There is another contractor that gave an estimate, but we don't have a finalized number from them. They were saying was around 9,000. So
And that depended, Adam, on their availability, right? So the one that could say, I
Correct.
could be here the soonest, costs us the most. And the other one said, this is probably what we'll charge you, but it'll be weeks to a month. The next one said, I'll have to get back to you on our schedule. And they were the original ones I think we went to with the $7,500 a line.
yes, and they did not include restoration. They did not include a lot of other things. These other estimates are including
Including
all that stuff.
So I think Rich is right. So your first vote is this applied to Main Street only, or is this everything? Then Rich is right, then it's who pays for it? City, a split of some type, just like the memo recommended, is the options, or nothing at all. Then I think you come back and then you talk about those that are given the waiver. What do you do with those that have the waiver? Because the waiver comes at a cost to the city. The cost is continuous reporting and testing of that home. It doesn't say there's an end to that either, that I've read anything. Once the waiver's signed, the waiver continues. So it sounds like we're reporting until some other point in time we're notified that we can stop that reporting and testing. It doesn't say who pays for it either. It says the city is responsible to test and report, which is what most of this language is. Doesn't say who does what or anything, just says this is what has to be done. So I think that's a series of votes that the council would need to consider. You can make those by motion. They should be in the affirmative. It either passes or fails, which sets the tone of where we go.
We have two right now we have to replace. 30 days, right? Time's ticking away. But it's not fair to ask anybody up here or our homeowners, or unless we have black and white, this is the cost, this is what it's going to be. We can't vote on an open checkbook when we don't even know what we're voting on. That's what I keep saying, council after council after council. If we don't have the information, which a lot of times we've been given wrong information, misinformation, not enough information, it's not fair to ask for the votes if you don't have it.
So I think the information isn't always wrong as being updated. So our current update, Jeff, is 30 homes that have identified lead service lines? I don't have
Correct.
Okay. And our most recent estimate is $10,254. So that's the current homes we have plus the current cost, which is what, $310,000 roughly, of which you've only budgeted 80,000.
But we're being told that we have a contractor that could possibly come in at a later date, 9,000, 7,500. I mean, 7,500 to 10,000 times 30 is a lot of money for the city.
Yeah, we just don't know when they'll be available. They haven't committed to a date.
And I mean, at $2,500 per homeowner, if the city comes down to a 50-50 of this, of that, it's a lot of money to the homeowner too.
Let's all keep in mind, we still have an ordinance on the books right now who the responsibility party is, from the B box to the house, and that's the homeowner. So if you're going to try to make a one-off, we're violating our own code. I'm just saying, we either redo the code.
But again, Jeff, did it say, Don, does that say repair or replacements?
Repairs for existing. But I don't, that's just wording. If we're replacing or we're repairing it, it doesn't make any difference, as far as I'm concerned.
And I would agree.
Okay, ma'am, please, I told you before, you can't make comments from the audience. Okay, Alderman Danko.
Required legally to have 3 estimates.
Okay, those are the 3 estimates. Alderman Danko?
I know we're trying to solve a quick issue with what's going on, but we gotta look at the long term. We already have something on the books. If we're gonna change anything, we gotta change the ordinance. I'm sorry, 16 people were promised something. That technically violated our code. They should have never been told that. All I'm gonna say is, my opinion, if we're gonna do anything, we're gonna change the ordinance and fix this for the whole city, not these one-offs and just because this one's going on now. That's my opinion.
And Alderman Danko, I do want to just say that you are correct with what our ordinance says. However, if we were to make a motion to make that exception, I understand what you're saying in theory is that it goes against our ordinances, but I just wanted the council to know that they are permitted to do that. But all things are true.
Yeah, I also think when the code was written, we didn't envision the fact that the federal government was gonna put this mandate on us and we had to fix it, right? We're the ones that had to solve it. Okay, I think the code was written just typical wear and tear. Give an example, I have, a line, when I was an alderman, was made out of Orangeburg, right? Orangeburg is wrapped and it collapses. I think there's a good example of something that wouldn't be anticipated that was a repaired line. It wasn't a mandate, it wasn't forced upon us, it just is fact of life and the duration of a product. So those are, I think, the choices you have to make as a council. The sooner we can decide and take action, we can give that guidance to our staff.
Are we getting other estimates on this, or are we just gonna go with those 2 that we had?
We have 3.
Because we had one that said they could do it now for 10,000, one that said maybe in a month for 9,000.
And the original estimate that we had, which was for 7,500, but as our engineer mentioned, didn't include all the restoration, other requirements, and I think they're the ones that were the farthest off of being available.
Yeah, you would need an updated one for there to make sure that it was complete. That's the problem with that one. And that was something we previously got.
So we have one, but they're not exact as the other ones, so. And that was the first quote that we got, our estimate.
So if we decided we weren't doing anything for anybody, are they allowed to get their own? If they find
Yeah.
somebody that can do it
Yeah,
at $4,000?
yeah, we would not tell them who to use, but we could give them any names that we knew that would do that type of work.
I just have an issue with, we promised these people something. And, at least split the 80,000 up if we don't have any, I don't know. Like I said before, this is hard. It's not fair, but something's better than nothing. But we can't do everybody's,
No.
But this situation's different. And if we budgeted $80,000 for it, at least give them $2,600. I don't know. Something.
Till we don't make your motions, but do you need me to help you frame something so you can vote on it? We do need 2 weeks, but that's 2 weeks that we haven't made a decision.
I, for one, won't vote on anything until I see the estimates in writing. I want to see the estimates. I want to know definitively what the cost is.
Anybody else have a reservation why you can't vote tonight?
Even not knowing the costs, I don't think the city should eat the entire thing, but I'm in favor of doing a cost sharing. I don't want to lean anybody's house, and if it takes somebody 30 years to pay back in the payment program half the cost of it or whatever, so be it. Yeah, is it gonna be additional work for somebody? Yeah, but isn't everything additional work for somebody? They have to document? Sometimes it's easier to have somebody doing work than just paying the money.
Do you want to make a motion with a split?
I don't know if they'll go anywhere.
Well, we might not, but,
So would we be voting on splitting it, or would we be deciding how to split it?
well, that's what I thought Alderman Robinson said, that he'd be in favor of some cost sharing.
Yeah, like I said, at least splitting up the 80,000 or something.
At least right now, if we did just for a cost sharing and we didn't say what it was yet, that would get us going in the right direction as far as the project. It's not gonna hold anything up. And then we decide, or do I have to be more specific?
I guess, so it sounds like we're kind of tossing around the idea of the city contributing $2,600 towards,
I didn't say an amount, but whatever.
okay, but are you thinking an amount or a percentage?
No, I wasn't. I mean,
Okay.
if I
And-
did, I'd probably be a 50-50, to be
Okay.
honest with you.
So, I mean, if we don't have an amount, you can do that, yeah.
Even 50-50 is gonna be, like I said, no, I can't think of people that have that kind of money just to, here you go.
Yeah.
It doesn't. I mean, like I said, it's,
Yeah, so what we could do, if you do the 50-50, we'd give the option of paying their portion directly to the contractor, because we don't want to have all the money funneled through us. They just have a split bill, and if they decided that they wanted to put it on their water bill, we'd have to have a different title if that's capable, and we'd have to figure out whatever the payment duration would be.
And something that I had seen elsewhere is with these notifications, essentially telling them that, they have so much time to say that they're gonna find a contractor to do it, or, or yeah, you guys go ahead and move ahead with your contractor, so that needs to be included, so.
Can I ask where we found that we had to continue testing past the waiver if they do that?
I can, yeah, I
didn't
just
find-
looked it up.
Okay, I didn't see it anywhere, so I was just wondering where that was at.
Sorry, my computer. It's 415 ILCS 5/17.12. And then it is part E, 1E. Yeah, I think it's 1E. Which it says that we have to document and remaining lead service lines, including on the private side of the property, in the community water supplies distribution system materials inventory required under a different section. So there's a different section that requires us to maintain the inventory and to review it. I didn't get to that part, but
It doesn't say what they do with the testing, it doesn't say what testing's unacceptable, it doesn't say anything.
100% says it in the IDPH document. 100%.
None of the documents that we've been provided about what they do with the testing. Ours is from the EPA.
With all due respect, this is down to the Illinois. Federal, Illinois. You gotta go by Illinois for this part. The testing is required for 6 months with the filters, and then you're off the hook if they send.
No, I said it doesn't say what they do with the level of lead.
I'm not sure about
Right, that's what I said. It goes to the EPA.
Question was, where did she find the testing timeline?
I wouldn't talk about that. I was talking about, I don't see anywhere what they do with results.
Okay, just want to be clear, because it's here.
Just if you go to the IDPH's website, they take you to 415 ILCS 5/17.12, which is what I just read to you. And so it was last updated.
But what you read didn't have anything to do with the waiver piece, right? Sorry, I'm not trying to be rebuttal, but I want to be clear.
Again, if you look at subsection, these are like exceptions, or I'm sorry, it's FF, section FF. And so it says, when replacing a lead service line, the owner or operator of the community water supply, which is the city, shall replace the service line in its entirety, including but not limited to any portion of the service line running on private property and within the building's plumbing at the first shutoff valve. Partial lead service line replacements are expressly prohibited. Exceptions shall be made under the following circumstances. So, in one instance is that it's an emergency repair, and then it says that if you can't, and it results in a partial service line replacement, then you have to notify the building owner that the work may result in sediment, lead, and things like that. So I guess, look at 5/17.12. It's very long, there's a lot in there.
Okay, so the waiver is the next thing. The first thing is what are we gonna do with the cost of the line? If I was a resident, I wanted to know, first of all, what the cost is before I even had a conversation of whether or not I want to sign a waiver. Rich, you put 50-50 out there. Is that a number I want to start with? Make a motion, second. I'll see if anybody wants to amend it. If not, we'll have discussion and we can vote. For a lead service line replacement on the private side. Okay, so is there a second?
An authorization to proceed with the project for just North Main Street or everything?
Right now, it's gotta be.
I think for North Main Street
Okay.
right now, and then
Yeah, okay.
figure out if we can do better.
Okay.
Is there a second to the motion?
I'll second that.
Okay, so it's Alderman Robinson, second by Alderman Chun. And the motion was that the city provided 50-50 cost sharing to the homeowner on the private side for the North Main Street reconstruction area. Does that sound correctly restated? Attorney, agree with that?
Yes.
Okay, so we have a motion and a second. This floor is open for discussion.
Same thing I said before, without a complete cost, I can't do it.
Okay, I mean,
And I can't do Main Street just as a Band-Aid. It's either gonna be, if we're gonna go through all this time and trouble, it's gonna have to be citywide and deal with all 400 issues. That's where I'm coming from.
I would be okay amending it to have it start off being citywide with the 50-50, and again, if we decide we can do better at some point, then we do.
You could make it retroactive too in the future. Give it credit.
okay, so there was comment about making it citywide 50-50 and not limited to Main Street. You would have to accept the friendly amendment?
Yes.
Matt, you'd be the same, are you fine with that?
Yes.
Okay, is everyone clear of the question? Okay, so voting yes means you approve of a 50-50 program for the lead line replacement citywide. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Okay, I just want to verify citywide as opposed to,
That was the friendly amendment, correct? Okay.
okay. Alderman Dankel,
Yes.
Alderwoman Erickson,
Pass.
Alderwoman Inman,
Pass.
Was that aye or?
There was a
Pass.
pass.
Pass. Okay. Alderman Ketchum,
Yes.
Alderman Robinson,
Aye.
Alderman Arnett,
No.
Alderman Chun,
Aye.
and Alderwoman Edmund.
Well,
Did I
wait,
miss
Erickson.
somebody?
Yeah, Alderwoman
Erickson.
Erickson first.
Oops. Alderwoman Erickson.
No.
And Alderwoman. Inman,
Okay, now
sorry.
I'm back.
Now you missed me.
Alderwoman
Inman.
Inman.
No.
Okay, so that's 4-3. I have to break it
Yeah,
down.
4-3.
Well,
No?
2, 3, 4. No, ayes
Yeah.
win. Ayes win.
4-3.
Danko's yes, Ketchum's yes, Robinson's yes, Chun's yes.
4-3.
4-3. Oh, you can break it if you would like, yes, sorry.
If I'd like, or I don't have to.
Correct.
Right.
You
I wanna
could
make sure
vote-
we have enough
You could
votes.
vote to clarify the record if you'd like.
Okay, I'll clarify the record. I believe we need some relief for our citizens. I vote aye. Okay, so that takes care of the split. The next item that you'd have would be the waiver. Whether or not you want to consider further action on a waiver that we could draft for the,
Can't do that today.
nope? Okay, oh, because it has just the lead line
Yeah, that's
replacement.
just for
Okay,
that, so.
all right, we will draft a waiver recommendation for you next time, okay? That takes care of A, because it's just the lead line replacement.
Clarify what you mean. The question that we are gonna bring back is whether or not you guys want to, because if we have to continue to monitor it, and this was in an email from a while ago, that if you want to pass those costs on to those homeowners, that's what that question is.
And that's only if they
Sign the waiver.
sign a waiver.
And they don't basically, they refuse to let us do it. They sign the waiver, and then we have to continue monitoring it, whether or not you want to pass the cost of continuing to monitor it onto the homeowner.
I would not
Okay.
personally, but
Yeah,
that's
so
just me.
we'll prepare something for next time so you can consider.
But that's just so you understand.
Okay, because that's still what's remaining.
But the waiver's still gonna continue to be offered, right, when we're going?
Yeah, it's if you take any action,
To
you
everybody.
can make retroactive.
Because like I said, there's gonna be some people that are gonna be like,
Right.
no, I can't even afford the 50.
Right.
So,
Okay. Okay, that concludes A. Next item is B, that's discussion of possible approval of an amendment agreement between the City of Sandwich and the Betty Erickson Carey Foundation on the use of property for under the Big Top Craft Show event. So I did hear quite a bit of conversation on, if there's some things that we could change on the agreement to make it more acceptable.
if somebody were to make a motion, is it gonna be with all the changes we just made?
Yeah, I wanted
To
to
go
ask
through
a
'em.
question though.
Okay.
I guess with regard to, I guess these are the changes I have. Including in the third recital, Railroad Street is also closed. There's nothing there. Do you want to include a not to exceed amount in paragraph 3? That was a
Yes.
question proposed. What would you like that to be?
What would I like? I don't, now, is this for the, like, the cost of the tents and all that kind of?
Yes, so it says the grantee shall pay an estimated 1/2 of the cost of the rental of the shared items within 10 days of us providing an invoice. And so in an amount not to exceed,
Half of the tents and half of the porta potties.
$3,000?
Is that approximately half?
I'm just like, I'm just pulling numbers.
Yeah.
It's
No,
half
just
what's
for a
in the
number,
budget.
that's fine.
Okay. And then,
Adam had a question on workers' comp on page 3, that if the foundation notified us that they do not employ anyone, which they could change, that then we could reduce the requirement as long as it's submitted in writing.
yeah, so that, it just says as prescribed by applicable law. If they don't have employees, then they wouldn't.
Wouldn't provide it then.
Right.
Yeah, my experience is the group actually still asks you for that, and then you simply just say, we're gonna send you a letter that says that we verify we don't have any employees.
I would text
And then
you.
you put that with the certificate of insurance, and then they match up.
I don't know, one of the questions that they had, did anyone have a position on my page 4, page 14 of the packet? Comment 7, which is part of paragraph 7, the last sentence.
It says the city maintains the right to modify, delete, alter, or change these requirements.
My comment is just, I don't, at this point, I'm indifferent if you want to remove it.
Just remove it, and if
Okay.
we need to put something back in, we can.
Okay.
Run into issues or something.
And then for number 9, the concern is that we're gonna terminate it. My comment, like, we're not gonna terminate it. It's legalese, it's language. If you guys want to modify that provision in some way, we can. I just, sometimes the law is complicated.
Adam, what do you think?
This is number 9.
It's page 4. It's page
Number
4.
9, page 4. My comment 8.
Do you have an example you could give? Like we couldn't get the tent after we signed an agreement?
Well, so 9 is
Or the-
basically, his concern is that we have 30 days written notice to cancel it. I mean, at this point, it's like silly because we're,
Yeah, so it
yeah,
was 10.
so I mean,
It was 10.
it
you
was
asked to
10,
change
we
it to 30.
increased it to, and obviously, at the time it was originally signed, 30 was fine. 30 is not fine now.
I mean, we're well within the 30 now, so,
Just leave it?
I
Because
mean,
then,
there's, 30
Wouldn't-
days, there's no way to cancel. If the city tried to
Anyway.
cancel this
Yeah,
point, they
we
legally
can't.
can't.
right, okay. So we're just gonna leave it because we're just amending the original agreement. The original agreement was outside the 30 days. So we're just gonna leave that. Oh, so the breach. Yeah, so the only instance is if we were to not let them set up. That would be our breach. So that is part of why it's not reciprocal. However, if you want me to put in, change the grantee to either party, I can do that. This is in number 10. Is that a yes, Adam?
That's the first sentence.
Okay. So the first grantee would be either party. The second grantee is gonna be other party. And then it's gonna say the parties reserve the right to all of its remedies at law and in equity. I'm just gonna delete the following sentence. And then the breaching party shall reimburse the other party
If not cured within 60 days.
for any and all costs and expenses, including attorneys, reasonable attorney's fees, which that party incurs. Does that make sense? Okay. And then for 13, I crossed off solicit.
And it's Exhibit
Is there
B.
anything else
Yep, Exhibit B.
except for just then the exhibit?
There was a question about the tobacco and alcohol.
So the two discussions were removing them. One discussion was crossing off things. So what do you guys want to do?
As far as the tobacco end of things, or the?
Well, yeah, the exhibits. I mean, they're just general, I don't know, someone had brought up wanting to remove Exhibit B. But obviously, we walked through all of the things, so I don't know if that covers it for,
If everything was crossed off, otherwise remove the whole thing. But if everything was crossed off that we had already spoke about or
Yeah.
lined through,
yeah,
Right, as long as, if they get a permit, they can have electricity.
yep,
Yeah, I think the two
Yeah.
things too is whether or not you want to allow anything that depicts alcohol products to be sold at the event or anything that promotes alcoholic beverages.
but that's only with the,
that's only
within
within
500 feet of
500
school.
foot
So we're, it
radius of the school.
won't
So,
matter
Yeah.
anyway.
yeah, so I think, okay, so
Those are the only two issues I think that
I
were
took
brought up.
out the bottom one there, and then I took out on the street.
That, and, I mean, I'm still gonna bring up the religious one. I mean, if somebody makes a
Yeah,
God
that's the
Bless
one I took
America
out, I'm
sign,
sorry. Yeah, that's the one I crossed off
Okay.
on the bottom of page 9.
Is there anything in this? The foundation has provided a permit for anything? Or are we good?
The only way I read the permit you would need is if you're gonna use electricity.
Okay. Then,
So the street will be closed.
By the city, at the city's request for the days, because it includes the taste, the craft fair, and then the cleanup day afterwards when they come and remove the picnic tables with the streets still closed.
And then, we can still have our vendors tents out there on the street.
yes, I modified that to include the street.
Street, yep, just not on the sidewalk because that's in the code. Okay, does anybody need any of those repeated? Matt says no. Okay, everybody else good? Okay, then, do you want to read the motion?
Yeah.
It'd be easier for you to
A motion to approve the amendment of the agreement between the city and the Betty Erickson Carey Foundation as specifically discussed in open session.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Arnett, and second by Robinson. Any discussion? Okay, will the clerk please call the roll?
Alderwoman Inman,
Aye.
Alderman Ketchum,
Aye.
Alderman Robinson,
Aye.
Alderman Arnett,
Aye.
Alderman Chun,
Aye.
Alderman Danko,
Aye.
Alderwoman Erickson.
Abstain.
Okay, motion passes. Next item is new business. That is item A. That's discussion of the repeal and rescinding of the previous adopted resolution 2507, approving the decommissioning bond attained by TPEIL KE 109 LLC for Pennsylvania Insurance Company concerning the decommissioning of a solar power generation facility located at 599 Sandy Bluff Road, Sandwich, Illinois 60548. Is there a motion?
Mr. Mayor, first.
Yeah.
This time you did miss the bills.
I did.
Oh, yeah, that one time you did actually.
Oh my gosh, that's
I was on the right meeting.
it's not on the agenda. It printed.
You have
one that the committee was.
Oh, see, I did the same thing. I had to go back to my actual paper. See? All right. I will go back and ask for item A to be approved with possible discussion of multi-bills. What is it, like 11 o'clock at night? No, it feels like. In the amount of 266,105 and 38 cents. Is that still the correct amount? Yes. Okay, so we're voting on $266,105.38 as recommended by Finance Committee. Is your motion to approve item A?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Alderwoman Edmonds, second by Alderwoman Erickson. Clerk, please, any discussion or questions on the bills? Will the clerk please call the roll?
Alderman Chun,
Aye.
Alderman Danko,
Aye.
Alderwoman Erickson,
Aye.
Alderwoman Inman,
Aye.
Alderman Ketchum,
Aye.
Alderman Robinson,
No.
and Alderman Arnett.
Aye.
All right, item passes. This time it's item B. I'm just going to read off, discuss and possible approval of Resolution 25-10, which is the repeal and rescission of the previous adopted resolution known as 2507 for the decommissioning bond. Is there a motion to approve item B under new business?
I'll make that motion.
Alderwoman Inman, is there a second?
I'll second.
Alderman Arnett, is there any discussion or questions on decommissioning? Okay, will the clerk please call the roll?
Alderman Ketchum,
Aye.
Alderman Robinson,
Aye.
Alderman Arnett,
Aye.
Alderman Chun,
Aye.
Alderman Danko,
Aye.
Alderwoman Erickson,
Aye.
Alderwoman Inman.
Aye.
Okay, it passes. Next item is discussion of possible approval of ordinance 2025-13. This amends our ordinance chapter administration, Article 2, City Council Division 2, Rules of Order, Section 261, Order of Business of the City of Sandwich. Are we ready to vote on that, or do we want to set that to the? Yeah, so you'd have to see if you recommend any of my changes, which was to make sure the pledge was said at the regular meeting, and then old business just simply became unfinished business. Sounds better. Yeah, whatever is on there now. The attorney drafted that, so I will just follow what. Let me find it. So the first thing up there, it's actually kind of reversed, but our non-regular meetings first. That's the pledge, I'm sorry, call to order, pledge, roll call, mayor's report, attorney's report, clerk's report, treasurer's report, administrator report. That would include any other city department reports. Unfinished business, new business, reports of all the persons, announcements, audience comments, and adjournment.
That's what you wanted, right? Okay.
Okay, and then under regular voting meetings, our order of business will be call to order. I've asked the pledge stay in there for official meetings, roll call, public hearings if applicable, audience comments, the consent agenda. So that removes the minutes and the bills. They all go to the consent agenda, and then you'd separate them out. Mayor's report, attorney report, clerk report, treasurer report, city administrator report, including department reports, unfinished business, new business, reports of all their persons, announcements, and adjournment. Okay, do you want to make a motion as such to what was stated? Okay.
As stated.
With those amendments.
With those amendments,
stated.
correct.
Yep,
As
okay.
stated.
So a motion by Alderman Robinson. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Alderman Chun. So the motion would be to approve the recommended changes, including the amendments of the Pledge of Allegiance, unfinished business. Did I miss anything?
No, that's it.
Okay. Any questions or discussion? Clerk, please call the roll. As it amends the ordinance.
Alderwoman Erickson,
Aye.
Alderwoman Inman,
Aye.
Alderman Ketchum,
Aye.
Alderman Robinson,
Aye.
Alderman Arnett,
Aye.
Alderman Chun,
Aye.
and Alderman Danko.
Aye.
All right, motion passes. Okay, we have executive session. I'll go through these, and then you can tell me what we need to keep. Is there a need to go under 2C1 for the employment, compensation, discipline, performance, dismissal of specific employees who serve as independent contractors of a park, rec, or educational setting, or specific volunteers or legal counsel.
I originally wanted it, but I remove it.
Okay, so we'll note that that was removed. Then we do have a need to go in for 2 collective negotiation matters between the public body and their employees. We also have item 2C5, which is the purchase lease of real property for use of a public body, including meetings held for the purpose of discussion if a parcel should be acquired. And lastly, we have 11, which is litigation or action affecting on behalf of the Pickler body has been filed or pending for administrative court, or the body finds to be probable or eminent on the basis of findings rendered and entered into the minutes of closed session.
The land acquisition one was gonna be me also, and I'm also removing that, unless you've got something.
I don't think we do.
I don't-
Nothing formal.
No, I
I
think
don't think so.
we need to wait probably another one for
Yeah.
something. Okay, so we're gonna remove 5. We'll just be going under 2 collective negotiation matters and 11 litigation. Okay, is there a motion to enter closed session? 5 ILCS 122.5, sorry, 5 ILCS 122.2 and 211.
I'll make that motion.
Okay,
Second.
Alderwoman Erickson, second by Alderman Ketchum. Will clerk please call the roll?
Okay, which one are we?
2 and 11.
Alderman Arnett.
Aye.
Alderman Chun.
Aye.
Alderman Dankel.
Aye.
Alderwoman Erickson.
Aye.
Alderwoman Inman.
Aye.
Alderman Ketchum.
Aye.
Alderman Robinson.
Aye.
Okay, we'll go into closed session. Yes, there will be, for the media and anyone else here, there will be no action when we return.